Corvette speedometer. This is what it looks like when you've removed it out of your dashboard. Now, a lot of people have trouble getting it out. This is why I'm making the video, because it's not really as hard as it looks, but I had a heck of a time releasing this clip. Right here, there's a clip, and you just push it down. There's nothing to remove. You don't have to pull it out with a pair of pliers, but I had a heck of a time figuring this out on my own, so I just wanted to make it easier for the next person. This right here is the clip. It's right under the speedometer cable. You just push this down, and the cable pulls out. And that pretty much, that usually releases your dashboard, and that's where a lot of people have trouble getting the dashboard out. That's where I had trouble. Also, the steering column is in the way. I've removed my steering column because it had something wrong with it. It was making a noise, so I was going to have a rebuild. So I took the whole steering column out, which made the dashboard removal so much easier. So, to make a long story short, remove your steering column if you have any work to be done on it to remove your dashboard. It's so much easier. And the dash panel is only held in by, I think, 6 screws, and so it comes out really easy. Actually, I have the dash panel, and I'll show you in a minute. But anyways, that's your speedometer pretty much. Now, I've taken my tachometer apart, and in a restoration, when you take all this stuff off, once you've taken it off the trim ring here, you can really, sand this thing down really easily and respray it yourself, and it'll look fabulous. And the glass. Here's the glass. My glass, because the dashboard had been painted. Hold on. Because the dashboard had been painted, that was my air compressor, sorry. You could see all the overspray, so that really made my speedometer look terrible. So anyways, if you just order new glass, because this is over 25 years old, 30 years old, it's going to look a hell of a lot better if you just buy new glass, and they sell it at most of your Corvette shops, Corvette America or Eckler's, Keen. They all sell this glass. It should run you around $25, I believe, for the pair. So I highly recommend, if you're going to do a restore, just to go ahead and replace the glass, because it's going to make your speedometers look so new, because let me show you why. This is the tachometer. Now, this tachometer looks like brand new. And there's no need to order new gauges unless it's broke. If you really want to do a restore, you can make your speedometer and tachometer look so great if you just change the glass. I mean, because this thing here, other than a little dust is collected in my shop here, it still looks brand new. It looks like the day it came off the assembly line. So I just highly recommend replacing the glass, which is so easy. It comes right out once you've taken the screws and bolts off of it. It's very easy. But let me get the dashboard so you can get a view of the back of the dashboard. Hang on 1 second. This is the panel for the speedometer and the tachometer, obviously the driver's side. Now, I still haven't figured out how to take the headlight switch out, but I was told that back here there's a way to release this pin and the whole thing comes apart. But this is a vacuum switch, by the way. The headlight switch is vacuum, and luckily all the hoses and stuff are still labeled. And if you go to Dr. Rebuild has a great vacuum diagram. So does Wilcox. They have a great diagram of the vacuum lines and how to reconnect them. But since I pulled the dashboard anyways, the switch is already cracked. There's a piece of porcelain that was cracked off. The headlight switch still works, but I think it's only $35 for a new one. And so I'm going to go ahead and replace this too once I figure out how to get the knob off right here. Now, the back of this unit, there's only a screw here, a screw here, and a screw here. 3 screws that hold the speedometer into place, or the tachometer into place. In this case, it's the speedometer. The same with the tachometer. Actually, yeah, it's 3. 1, 2, 3 down, 1 down here. And that's pretty much it. But while you have it out, you got your vent here. You can replace your vent very simply. And all this rusty stuff, you can sand it all down and lubricate it so it works like new. And then, since my dashboard is actually still in pretty good shape, the dash panel, these are about, I think this one piece is $280, or it's expensive. So with this one and the other side and then the dashboard, you're looking at over $900. So I highly recommend just trying to restore these if you can by replacing the vents, the glass in the speedometer, and the switch and the knob. It'll make it look like a new dashboard. But anyways, that's pretty much all I wanted to say about this part of the project. This is my first video. I haven't even named any kind of site or anything, but I'll think of something on the next one, and hopefully you guys can find my video if you need my help. I've pretty much tore my whole Corvette apart, and I've learned about everything you can learn about a Corvette, at least a 75, and it's been a fun experience, and I just want to help the next guy out because I've had to basically search for every bit of information I needed. So this is the first of many videos to come. Thank you, and have a great night.